Hello, Fabulous Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of September 2016, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a big month for all of us, and of course that includes you as well. In the context of love, we have two big things happening that are going to speak to love, particularly for you. The first being the eclipse at the top of the month, and then of course Venus for much of this month will be moving through fellow air sign Libra, which makes her energy that much more easier for you to access and celebrate. So let's start with those of you in an established bond. It is going to be this eclipse at the top of the month that is going to speak most to those of you in an established bond, particularly where it comes to your partner's finances. Now, I do want you to be mindful of this because it just looks like, as I look early in the month, your partner's finances might go through some change. It's very possible that your partner is making some sort of large purchase that probably is not advisable. This eclipse is standing across Neptune. It's speaking with Saturn as well. What you want to do is not be that Saturn. You have to be mindful of that because Saturn is the parent, is the inner parent, if you will. And so you don't want to be that. You're the partner, right? You're in an established bond. And so what this says to me is it could be that your partner is making some type of purchase, putting a whole lot of money in one direction. Probably not the smartest thing to do. I would say for just about anybody with the eclipse happening early in the month to be spending a lot of money in any one direction if you can help it. But that is a possibility. And then you have to decide, where it is right for you to say something, where it is right for you to say how much or how not much, right? Another way to put it. And to find that right balance for you to allow your partner to learn what they need and do what they need, but at the same time feel like you have done your part. So that's going to be part of the sacred learning for those of you in an established bond. The other way that this energy also can manifest, especially if you're open to meeting someone new, this particular energy it's not light. Aquarius, that Aquarius vibe that you have, has that ability to detach when you want to, and has that ability to take things light, right? Be easy with a lot of things, even in love as well. But if you're open to meeting someone new, that is going to be very hard to do, especially in the early part of the month. And that is mainly because of this eclipse. So this eclipse is going to bring about a desire on your part to experience something that feels like a strong, real bond, to have the real thing, nothing superficial. The superficial is not going to cut it for you, especially early in the month. And so because of that, because of the drive for real intimacy, you just want to be mindful that, you're not kidding yourself that it's there when it isn't, or if that's really what you are wanting, but then settling for the superficial, you want to be mindful of that as well. Because ultimately it really is about acknowledging what you really want and being open to that rather than, the substitute, which ultimately might not be very satisfying at all. So that is going to be part of what shows up early in the month. As we move towards more of the month, right? Early in the month and for much of the month, we are going to have Venus moving through fellow air sign Libra. This is really nice for air signs like yourself. And particularly this energy is in a part of the sky for you that has to do with things like joint values and also has to do with the adventure. And so as I look at this, there is a love of adventure or wanting love through adventure. So as I look at this, if you're open to meeting someone new, it really is, people of different backgrounds and cultures and languages. That's the type of thing that can really appeal to you right about now. But also with this energy, if you're in an established bond, this says something about talking about your philosophical orientation to the world and what you believe, and if your partner is along with that or not. Now the thing is, as Venus moves through this part of the sky, Venus will speak with Uranus, stand across Uranus, but also speak with Pluto as well. This tells me that, Venus is a pretty easygoing energy. The sign of Libra is a pretty easygoing energy. But Uranus and Pluto are not easygoing, especially Pluto. These are not easygoing energies. So it does suggest that there are likely to be some very strong moments, some very passionate moments that do show up. If you're in an established bond, you want to be a little bit mindful that it is possible that there might be at least one moment that kind of strikes you with, okay, that's what you believe, that's what you're about, that's how you're approaching this, where your partner makes a choice that is based on an approach that is very different than something you would choose. It is possible. If you are open to meeting someone new, and even if you're in an established bond, but especially if you're open to meeting someone new, that conversation between Venus and Pluto does suggest a very intense, almost faded feeling of being pulled in a certain direction. And the thing is that this particular conversation can also be one that is very consequential. It's like you're making some sort of choice in the context of love. If you're in an established bond or you're open to meeting someone new, it really does come down to like just feeling an overwhelming need to make some sort of declaration or choice or to make some sort of move. What you do with that is always going to be up to you, but it does look like a lot of feelings are very much on the surface, and you are thinking big picture. So you are thinking about how this moment fits into the larger vision of your life. And now, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to decide? What has to change if you are going to continue to move towards greater love? What I love about this month for you is that sense of possibility, is that sense that the world is open to you and that the world loves you. And really, no matter where it is you go in the world, right about now, you will know this to be true. You will know that there is a whole lot of love available to you.